Do you want to see how we turned our camper into our dream home on wheels? In this video, we're going to show you all the upgrades and improvements we've made over the past 3 years and some of the challenges and surprises we faced along the way. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to answer some questions that we've gotten over time. People have asked us what kind of camper we live in, what it looks like inside. Had somebody sort of rudely ask how we lived in a tin can for so long. Somebody else actually asked me if a tall person could even stand up in our camper. So in this episode we're going to give you an inside look, and we're also going to go ahead and show you some of the upgrades and improvements we've made. I think we're up to 17 at this point to make it our home.
We live in a 2021 Grand Design Reflection 337 RLS fifth wheel camper. It's just under 36 feet long, it weighs about 14,000 pounds, and it has about 350 square foot of living space. We have 3 slide outs, one for the bedroom, one for the living room / dining room, and one for the kitchen. There are 2 awnings or sunshades that almost run the length of the camper, which really increases the outside area for entertaining. We have dual air conditioning and an electric fireplace and a gas furnace. The unit is fully insulated for 4-season camping. A lot of times we get questions like, how can you live in a camper? Take a look at this. This is right outside our front door. My question is, how can you not? So this is the inside of our house, 350 square feet. This is our living room. This is where I sit. This is where I spend most of my time. Rose hates it. I sit there and I either pick my guitar or I watch the fireplace or the TV. Come to the back and looking forward. This is the pantry here. Looking into the kitchen. That's the dining room / office desk, you might say. The pantry is a nice sized pantry. Stocked full of groceries. We've got a 3-burner stove, full-size residential oven. We've got a residential refrigerator, ice maker, coffee pot, latte maker. Looking forward, we have upstairs in our camper. You can go upstairs to get to the bathroom. This is the bathroom. It's a full-size shower. Some folks think we live in squalor and they think you live in a camper. Oh my, we're not roughing it, people, believe me. A little personalization on the wall. It's our bedroom. We have a queen size bed. We put a king size in there, but we opted for the queen. I didn't want Rose getting too far away from me. Full size closet. Dresser with 7 drawers. We can even put a washer and dryer in here if we wanted to in the closet, but because we live full time, we decided we needed this space for our clothes instead. Now, when we picked up the camper, it was just that. It was a camper, but it had tremendous potential. But there were things we did that made it our home. First thing we did was to convert it over to the Anderson Ultimate Hitch. The idea was to be able to unhook the camper and take out this 40-pound hitch to access the bed of the truck when not hauling, and to be able to haul the short bed truck. This hitch has served us well for the past 3 years, and I really don't have any complaint about the performance. But there's another upgrade coming in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. The next thing we did to the camper as soon as I got it home was that we installed this clear Valterra dump valve. I already had this valve from a prior camper, so I didn't rush out to purchase one, but it is something that I highly recommend you get for your camper if you don't already have one. This allows you to see when the water is done draining and to know when we've finished dumping. We can see how clean or dirty the water is when draining and know if we need to back flush again or if it's clean enough that we can close it up. It also protects against that accidental sewer bath. It's just one more layer of protection, and if you've ever experienced that, you know how important that is. You know exactly what I'm talking about. While we're in this area, I'll go ahead and show you a couple other upgrades that we did. This is a flow meter. We have 2 of these, one on the dump valve and the other on the backwash connection. These are wonderful for knowing exactly how much water you're putting back into your tanks during a backwash, so you don't overfill the tank. If you aren't familiar with the function of the flow meter on the dump valve, I'll attach another one of our videos here where it's discussed. One of the things we learned the hard way was to always have enough sewer hose. We ran into a situation early on in our journey where one of the campgrounds we were at had the sewer dump way back behind the camping spot. It required us to have 30 foot of sewer hose, which we didn't have, so we had to run out to the nearest store and buy some more. That was not fun. So after buying an extra 20 foot of sewer hose, we had to find a place to store them.
So we decided to add another sewer hose storage tube under the camper to keep all the sewer items away from everything else. We also installed the Max Air vent covers. These are to help protect the vent lids from rain, debris, and insects. These vent covers also allow us to keep the vents open when traveling in the summer. This allows the hot air to exhaust so it's not as extreme of a temperature when we arrive at our destination. I also added an additional battery right away. The extra battery is wired in parallel. This doubles the capacity of the battery while keeping the voltage the same. This gives us a bigger pool of energy to pull from. In short, it allows the battery power to last longer. This is another item on the list to improve on in the future. I want to go lithium and add some solar panels to the roof so we can do more boondocking and not have to worry about our refrigerator not running. But that's another video. One of the next things we did to add to our comfort was to install some stabilizers on the jacks. We chose the Steadyfast brand. We learned about these from a fellow camper we were camping beside in Florida. Rose was not happy with the movement in the camper after we set up, and she said she felt like when I walked around that she was getting seasick. So after seeing these on a neighbor's rig and how effective they were, I ordered a set for us. I have to say they really help. The next thing we did was for our comfort again. We added slide toppers. We were in a rainstorm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we could hardly hear each other talk over the noise. And it rained again that evening. And as we sleep with our heads in the slide right here, the noise was so loud we could hardly fall asleep. When we added the toppers, it made a huge improvement in the noise. Now, some people don't like slide toppers. They say they're too noisy in the wind. They say they start flapping. I have to say, if the wind gets real gusty, you might get some noise from them, but honestly, they're more than make up for the noise suppression during a rainstorm. So for us, it's worth it. The next improvement was more for safety than convenience. I tore out the inside steps. There were 2 treads going upstairs. These were some very deep treads. I mean, you could get your entire foot on the tread and then some going up. But coming down, the top step overhung the lower tread to the point that you couldn't get half your foot on the landing. Rose and I both slipped and fell coming down the steps in socked feet. Fortunately, Rose didn't go all the way down, but I slipped and fell flat on my back. So we tore those 2 steps out, and I was able to put 3 steps where the 2 were to decrease the height and the tread overhang. And while building the new steps, we designed them to create a storage area for our shoes. Win-win. You can see as Rose is opening the stairs. The next thing we did was to put on some new outside steps. The steps from the camper to the outside were only 3 steps tall. This created a very tall first step more times than not. We had an elderly dog and she had problems going up and down the stairs, so we purchased the torque lift steps and added an additional step. This has been one of my favorite modifications. I say one, not my most favorite. And the new step addition, it led to the handle not going all the way down to the bottom step. So we added the Morryde safety rail. This was an awesome upgrade. We actually have a handrail you can hold on to all the way to the bottom step now. It really goes well with the new step system. You can access those videos here. Next, we had to decide what we were going to do about our refrigerator. Our refrigerator had quit working. We had the Norcold absorption fridge. This is an RV type fridge. This type of refrigerator can run on propane or electric, which is an advantage because when you're going down the road, you can keep your refrigerator on. But we were already on refrigerator number 2 when it quit cooling. So Rose decided she had had enough with the RV fridge and asked if we could just put a regular residential refrigerator in. So we went to Lowe's and got a brand new Samsung refrigerator. This is our favorite modification. Not only did we gain 50% more storage capacity, but it keeps everything at 30 degrees in the fridge and 0 degrees in the freezer. We couldn't even freeze ice cream before in the RV fridge. This led to the next improvement. I had to add an inverter to the batteries to keep the refrigerator running while we were underway. When I added the inverter, I needed to create a dedicated space for it without compromising storage for other items, so we also installed some shelving on the front garage space. That was another time I should have videoed something, but I didn't. It was before we decided to start our YouTube channel. That was a missed opportunity for a video. Something else we added for our comfort was an Oxygenics shower head. Because we're in different campgrounds all the time and they all have different water pressures, we added the Oxygenics. It's supposed to use less water, but my favorite feature is that when we're camped somewhere with low water pressure, we can turn the dial on the shower head and find a setting with enough pressure to shower with. We added a touch of personality to our home by putting the stained glass window vinyl we got from Home Depot on the skylight in the shower and in the kitchen window.
Well, that's about it for our camper tour. We hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we answered some of your questions. If there's anything we didn't cover that you want to know more about, please leave a comment in the comment section below.
I respond to every comment. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends.
And if you have any suggestions of other things you'd like to see, make sure you let us know that as well.
That's how this video came to be. We love hearing from you. Also, if you want to see more of our adventures and tips, make sure you check out our other videos on the channel. We'll provide links on the end screen.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.